E.S.S. Wellington, An Interstellar Tale by J.N. Wdowski. For your full enjoyment, be sure to read or listen to the end. Chapter 7, Shadowed. One day, 10 light years later. Basilone stood at attention in Mueller's office. He refused to sit. Captain? Mueller was confused by Basilone's asking to see him alone. The formality of his presence worried him that something was seriously wrong. Problems with the white and yellow chins? No, sir. My men are keeping them separated. We have had no more attempts by either party to assault the other. Basilone answered. Then how can I help you, Captain? Mueller looked up at the fleet trooper's commander. Can you please sit? You're giving me a cramp in my neck, too. Basilone kept his eyes forward, not looking at Mueller directly. Aye, Captain. May I speak freely? Please do, but in a chair, Mueller insisted. Basilone pulled out a chair on the opposite side of the small conference table and sat. He lowered his eyes slightly. Sighing, he raised his eyes and looked directly at Mueller. May I ask you a personal question, Captain? How personal? Mueller inquired. Not too personal. I mean, advice about command, how you deal with it. Basilone softened his tone. Deal with what, Captain? I've been in combat before. I've had men wounded, but I never lost someone under my command before. Basilone confessed. You lost 4 crewmen back in the Holden system, yet it didn't seem to faze you. Of course it does, Mueller insisted. Any time I lose a crew member, it phases me, including Marshall. He may have been under your direct command, but he was still a member of my crew. I am more to be blamed for his loss than you are, Captain. Sir? Basilone looked confused. Son, I made a command decision to go back to the Rogers system and rescue those aliens from their dying world. If I had not, they would not be on board now. They would not have impacted our water filtering system, and I would have not sent the landing party to Modella 5 to replenish our water supply. It was my command decisions that led to Marshall's death, not yours, Mueller explained. Yet you don't let it affect you, Basilone responded. Of course it affects me, Captain. Mueller was a bit insulted by the fleet trooper commander's statement. I meant no disrespect. I mean, you seem to be able to carry on. Basilone clarified. How? How, Captain? How do you carry on with the weight of losing anyone under your command? I carry on, because those still alive under my command require me to. Mueller explained. Son, of course, losing anyone we are responsible for affects us. Did you expect no one would die in our line of work? If you did, you are in the wrong profession. No, sir, I understand. No, sir, I am not in the wrong profession. Basilone stood and saluted his captain. Thank you, sir. My door is always open to you, Captain. Mueller gave him a quick salute in reply. 2 hours later, Mueller entered the bridge. What is it, Mr. Stenval? We are being shadowed. Stenval turned his attention from his sensor station to his captain. Mueller approached his sensor officer and looked over his shoulder at his workstation. Where? Stenval pointed to his passive sensor display. There. It's very small. How small? Mueller tried to read the readings on his own as he asked. 4 meters by 2 by 3. You said a shadow. Is it following us? Mueller asked. Aye, sir. At first, I thought it was just a rogue asteroid passing between star systems. Stenval explained. But when we popped into this section of space, it altered its course. It moved towards us and then adjusted into a parallel position at exactly 50,000 miles off our starboard side. As we have traveled at sublight speed through this region, it has matched our speed and has maintained its distance. Asteroids do not adjust their trajectories. Mueller stated the obvious, so it's a craft. Clearly, but I have not used active sensors to explore what kind of craft. Stenval responded. It is so far out, I actually do not really know its size. It's using stealth technology, Mueller hypothesized? Perhaps. If so, it would seem smaller than it actually is. Stenval clarified. Did you try to visually spot it? Mueller asked. According to the visual spectrum, there is nothing there. Stenval responded. I picked it up on our passive gravitational instruments. Mueller stroked his chin whiskers. Whatever it is, it clearly already knows we are here. See what you can find out. Use active sensors if you need to. Aye, Captain. Yet if I do use active sensors, it will most likely know we now know. It is out there shadowing us. Mueller placed a supportive hand on the young lieutenant's shoulder. Transmit primary number light pulses. Start with hello first. If it doesn't reply, continue with active scans. I want to know what we are dealing with. Aye, sir. Lieutenant Stenval turned his attention to his workstation, activating a light beam in the direction of the gravitational disturbance. He flashed the first 5 primary numbers and repeated them 3 times. They waited for a reply. Nothing. Shall I start my active scans? Stenval asked. I think we gave them enough time to reply. Mueller gave the order as he went to his command chair on the bridge. Mr. Momdingo, how far are we from Tesla 3? Momdingo turned to answer. We're 50 light years out. Due to our detours, we're returning through unexplored regions. 5 more jumps, more than 4 more days through uncharted space. Mueller chastised himself. I should have originally told Momdingo to jump back along our original route. Not here, was a sloppy command decision on my part. Because of my outburst, I lost an additional crew member. We have unplanned guests aboard that are biting at the bit to get at each other's throats, and we now have an unknown stealth craft shadowing us. How much longer until we can make our next waypoint jump? Momdingo looked at his display. 10 hours, 42 minutes. Half hour later, Mueller turned in his command chair to Stenval. Have you learned anything? I've tried infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, neutrino sensors, radiation magnetic, radio waves, microwaves, and of course the visual light spectrum. Nothing. If it were not for the gravitational wave distortion, we would not know anything was out there. Is it the Holden system aliens? Mueller inquired. Have they given us a tail? I don't think so, Captain. The Holden ship did not register on anything, including gravitational waves. Until they wanted us to see them, there was no sign of them. This object we are clearly detecting, Stenval reported. Mueller turned to his helmsman. Let's see how attached they are to us. See if you can shake them off. Aye, Captain. Momdingo increased their sublight speed while firing maneuvering rockets to drastically change their course horizontally and vertically in all different directions. At times, he would fire the Wellington's forward engines to stop suddenly, and then fire up the main engines to jolt them forward again. If it were not for the anti-gravitational dampers of the ship, they would have been tossed around like rag dolls. Only the view on the main screen of the violent shifting of the stars made the bridge crew aware of the intense erratic maneuvers Momdingo was putting the Wellington through. Stenval, Mueller questioned his sensor officer. It's staying with us, matching every maneuver and speed. Stenval replied, there isn't even a noticeable delay in its matching us. This is odd, Mueller thought to himself. What the hell is out there? Helm, return to our previous speed and heading. Aye, sir. Returning to previous speed and heading. Momdingo confirmed Mueller's command. Taxing the gravitational dampers added 30 minutes for the anti-grav generator to reset. Understood. Mueller thought to himself, that was a pointless attempt on my part. Stenval, is it possible that it is not an object, but somehow our own echo? Echo? No, Captain. It was in a very different location when I first detected it. I observed it change course and shadow us at exactly 50,000 miles. Stenval clarified. It reads more like a hole in the fabric of space than a craft. You're thinking it is natural? Mueller pressed for answers. No, sir. It moved with too much intention. It has to be a craft of... Stenval stopped as he checked his readings. It's picking up speed. Towards us? Mueller was concerned. No, sir. Away from us. Stenval monitored the abnormality. It's gone. Vanished? Yamamoto asked. No. It just accelerated to near light speed, and then it seemed to have jumped, the sensor officer replied. He sat back in his chair, turned and looked to his captain. It just shot off. Which way? Mueller needed to know. Stenval sent the course readings to Momdingo. Receiving them, Momdingo responded, according to these readings, it made a beeline heading for a star 15 light-years to our 8 o'clock low. Momdingo checked the computer's star charts they had for the region. The Telsur Observatory does not have it charted. An invitation? Mueller considered the possibility. Note the star in the charts, Mr. Momdingo. Aye, sir. Please continue to Chapter 8, Roadblock.
To support the author, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.